Hi guys, welcome to Royal Logos. It's my pleasure to have you here and I really hope that you all are doing well. I'm making a short course on Inkscape version 1.0 for the beginners. This is the latest update from the Inkscape community. For the purpose of ease, I have divided this course into 4 video classes. In the first class, I will demonstrate some basics about preview and all of the tools of the Inkscape. In class 2, I will demonstrate about fill and stroke menu, snap control bar, align and distribute menu, and transform menu. In class 3, I will demonstrate about Boolean operations, patterns along paths and text effects. And finally, in the 4th class, we will do some practical designing by using the knowledge of last 3 classes. In this class, I will demonstrate you some basics about preview. When you open the Inkscape first time, it may appear like this. If it is not appearing like this, then simply go to View and select it to default. Again go to View, go to Show and Hide and make sure that all of these options are turned on. Then if you want to change the basic settings, then go to Edit and select Preference. In the preference, go to interface and select theme. You can also select the dark theme like this, but I personally don't like the dark theme. Therefore, I will remain it to basic one like this. And from the theme, we set it to Advaita and we will use the system icons. Toolbox icon will be small, control bar icon will also be small, secondary toolbar icon will also be small. These are the basic settings. Now this boundary which is appearing at the center of the screen, this is known as page, or you can simply say page boundary or page dimensions. If you want to change the dimensions of page, then simply go to File, select the document properties, and here we have the properties for the width, height and the units. In graphic designing, we deal mostly with the pixels. So change the display units to pixels and custom units to also pixels. And change the width to some standard like 1280 and height to 720 pixels like this. And simply left click on this cross icon like this. And if you want to fit this page in the screen, then simply click on this zoom to fit page in Windows like this. Now at this time we doesn't need this fill and stroke menu, so simply click on this cross icon like this, and also we doesn't need align and distribute menu, also click on this cross icon like this. And again select zoom to fit page like this. Now this is our toolbox. First of all, there is selection tool. If you want to know the name of any of the tools, then simply drag the mouse over this tool without pressing any key, and here you can see the name. The second one is called Edit Paths by Nodes tool. I will demonstrate you both of these tools with the help of this rectangle tool. Now select the rectangle tool with the left click of mouse, and to draw a rectangle, hold down the left mouse button and drag the mouse in a direction like this. And whenever you release the left mouse button, a rectangle will be drawn like this. Now you can see that 3 icons are appearing on the rectangle. 2 are rectangular and 1 is circular. With the help of these rectangular icons, you can increase and decrease the dimensional parameters like this. And with the help of this circular icon, you can convert the sharp edges into the round ones like this. Then simply left click on one of these colors and the color of your rectangle will be changed like this. Now if you want to cancel the color, then simply click on this cross icon like this. And if you want to assign it some boundary color, or you can say some stroke color, then hold down the shift key on your keyboard and left click on this black color like this. And you can see that a boundary color or a stroke color is applied to the rectangle like this. Now if you want to cancel the stroke color, then again hold down the shift key on your keyboard and left click on this cross icon like this, and again assign it some fill color by simply clicking on one of these colors like this. Now right click and duplicate this rectangle and drag it in a direction like this. Now select this rectangle, go to path and select object to path. Now again select both of these rectangles and select Edit Paths by Nodes tool. Now in this rectangle 3 icons are appearing, while in this rectangle 4 nodes are appearing. This one is a shape and this one is a path. Now I will tell you the difference between the shape and the path. In the shape you can only increase and decrease the dimensional parameters and the basic shape remains the same. But it is different in the case of path, like hold down the left mouse button on one of these nodes and drag it in a direction like this. As you can see that this is no more a rectangle. Now this is the difference between the path and the shape. In shape you can only increase and decrease the height. The basic shape remains the same. But in case of path, you can also change the basic shape. Now simply undo this with the help of Ctrl+Z and select this shape and press delete on the keyboard. Now drag it here and again select Edit Paths by Nodes tool. Now simply left click between these 2 nodes and here you can see that number of icons are appearing. Simply select on this, insert new node between the selected ones. And here you can see that a new node is appear. Simply select this node, hold down the Control key on your keyboard and hold down the left mouse button and drag the mouse in a direction like this. Holding down the Control key is important in Inkscape to move a node in a perfect straight line. Again left click between these 2 nodes and again select this insert new nodes between the segments. Again select this node, hold down the Control key on your keyboard and then hold down the left mouse button on this node and drag it in a direction like this. Now if you want to draw a rectangle of your own custom dimensions, then simply left click on this rectangle tool, hold down the left mouse button and drag the mouse in a direction like this. And here you can see that the option of width and the height is appearing on the screen. Suppose that you want to draw a rectangle of 600 by 300 pixels. Now this is the standard that first digit shows the width and the second one shows the height. Simply select the width to say 600 pixels and height to 300 pixels like this. And you can also see the option for the width and height by simply clicking on this selection tool, and here you can see that the again width and height is appearing. And when you left click on this rectangle, you can see that different handles are appearing. You can drag these handles in or out to increase or decrease the dimensions of the rectangle. Now left click on this rectangle and again left click. Here you can see that the handles for the rotation are appearing. Simply hold down the left mouse button on one of these handles and drag them like this, and you can see that the rectangle is rotating. Now this is the rectangle tool, and this is very simple one. If you have any question about this, then you can simply ask in the comment section. Now simply press delete on the keyboard. Now the next tool is create 3D boxes. Select this tool with the left click of mouse, and then to create a 3D box, hold down the left mouse button and drag the mouse in a direction like this. Here you can see that the parallel icons are appearing. Simply click on these parallel icons and you can see that a perfect 3D box is drawn. Now select the selection tool and drag a box in the middle like this. Now again select create 3D boxes. To cancel the fill color, simply left click on this cross icon like this. And to assign it some stroke color, hold down the shift key on your keyboard and select this black color with the left click of mouse like this. Now you can change the dimensional parameters of this 3D box by simply dragging these nodes left or right and up or down like this. Now this tool is important in designing 3D logos. Like you can design Dropbox logo with the help of this tool. Now simply left click on this part and press delete on the keyboard. The next one is the ellipse tool. Select the ellipse tool with the left click of mouse, and to draw ellipse, hold down the left mouse button and drag a mouse in a direction like this. Again you can see 3 icons are appearing on the ellipse. 2 are rectangular and 1 is circular. Rectangular ones are used to increase and decrease the dimensional parameters of the ellipse like this, and this circular icon is used to decrease the bounding area of the ellipse. Now if you want to get rid of these 2 middle lines, then here you can see 3 icons are appearing. Simply click on this middle one which says switch to arc like this. Now again you can drag in or out like this. Now whenever you think that your shape is final, then simply click on path and select object to path, and you can see these icons disappear from the screen, and select edit path by nodes tool, and you can see that 4 nodes are appearing and this shape is acting like a path. Now again select the ellipse tool, hold down the left mouse button and drag the mouse in a direction like this. If you want to make a complete ellipse, then simply select on this, make the shape a whole ellipse like this. Now if you want to give it some solid color, then simply left click on this red color and you can see that a solid color is assigned to the ellipse. Simply select this ellipse and press delete on the keyboard. Now if you want to draw a perfect circle, then simply select the ellipse tool, hold down the control key on your keyboard, then hold down the left mouse button and drag the mouse in a direction like this, and you can see that a perfect circle is drawn. Now if you want to draw a perfect circle with your own custom dimensions, then simply select this selection tool, and here you can see the option for the width and the height. Simply log the dimensional proportions and enter the width to say 500 pixels like this. Width is 500 pixel and height is also 500 pixel. You can enter the value of your own choice. Now simply select this circle and press delete on the keyboard. Now the next tool is create stars and polygons. Now simply left click on this tool to select this. And here you can see that we can switch between the polygons and the stars. Now let's continue with the star. Hold down the left mouse button and drag the mouse in the outward direction like this. Here you can see that the star is drawn with 5 corners. 2 rectangular icons are appearing. You can drag these rectangular icons in or out to increase or decrease the height of the arms of the star. Now if you want to increase the number of corners, then here we have the option for the corners. Simply click on this plus icon and you can see that the number of corners are increasing like this. Again set the number of corners to say 5 like this. Now you can convert the sharp corners of this star by using this rounded ratio. Simply left click on this plus icon and you can see that sharp corners are converting into the round ones like this. And you can still play with these rectangular icons in or out like this. And you can see that this star is appearing like a starfish. Now if you think that you have distorted the shape, then simply click on this cross icon and it will reset the shape parameters like this. Now select the selection tool and press delete on the keyboard. Again select the create stars and polygons and now select the polygon. Again hold down the left mouse button and drag the mouse in the outward direction like this. You can see a pentagon is drawn. If you want to convert this pentagon into a hexagon, or simply you want to convert this 5 corners polygon into 6 corner polygon, then here you have the option for the corners. Simply click on this plus icon and you can see that it's converted into a 6 corner polygon. And again if you want to convert the sharp edges of this polygon into the round ones, then here you have the option for the rounded ratio. Simply click on this plus icon and you can see that the sharp corners are converted into the round ones like this. Now again, if you think that you have distorted the basic shape, then simply click on this cross icon and reset all the shape parameters like this. Now simply left click on this polygon and press delete on the keyboard. Now the next tool is create spirals. Again, hold down the left mouse button and drag the mouse in the outward direction like this, and you can see that a perfect spiral is formed. Now if you want to increase the number of turns of this spiral, then here you have the option for the turns. Now let's say we increase its value to say 15 turns. And you can see that 15 terms are formed. You can also increase or decrease the number of terms manually by playing with these rectangular icons like this. Also for this one, like this. Now if you want to change the color of this spiral, then simply hold down the shift key on your keyboard and select this red color with the left click of mouse like this. Now if you want to check that your body has fill color or stroke color, then you can simply see at the left bottom corner like this. The fill color is appearing as none and stroke color is appearing as 0.265. This means that the body has no fill color and it has stroke color. Now again, simply left click on this and press delete on the keyboard. Now the next tool is the pencil tool, which is very important tool in Inkscape. Select the pencil tool and from here select this create regular Bezier path. Now hold down the left mouse button and drag the mouse in a direction like you are trying to draw a shape like S, and you can see that a smooth shape is drawn. And to draw more smoother shapes, simply select on this create spiral path. Again, hold down the left mouse button and drag the mouse in a direction like you are trying to draw a shape like S, and you can see that a perfect shape is drawn. Now select both of these shapes and press delete on the keyboard. Again select the pencil tool and here we have the option for the shape. Simply select on this drop down menu and select triangle in. Again hold down the left mouse button and drag the mouse in a direction like you are trying to draw a shape like S, like this. Now simply select on this edit paths by nodes tool and you can see that a pink icon is appearing. You can drag this icon in or out to increase the width of this shape, and also you can drag this icon at the middle like this. Now this seems better. Again select the pencil tool and from the drop down menu select triangle out. Again hold down the left mouse button and drag the mouse in a direction like this. The difference between triangle in and triangle out is that in triangle in this pink color icon appears at the start and in triangle out this pink color icon appear at the end. You can also play with this pink color icon by dragging in or out and at the center like this. Now you can select both of these tools and press delete on the keyboard. Now again select the pencil tool and in the drop down menu select the ellipse. This is the most important and most beautiful shape for the pencil. Again hold down the left mouse button and drag the mouse in a direction like you are trying to draw a shape like S. Now select the edit paths by nodes tool and here you will see a small circular icon. Simply drag this icon in or out to increase or decrease the width of this shape like this. Now you can see that this shape is much better than triangle in and triangle out. Simply select this shape and press delete on the keyboard. Now let's continue with the next tool, which is pen tool. Pen tool is similar to pencil tool, but there is a difference. In pencil tool, whenever you release the left mouse button, the shape is complete. But in pen tool, you can continue with the shape. Like select the pen tool with the left click of mouse. Again left click once and drag the mouse in a position like this, and again left click, and you can see that the shape is still continued. Again left click and draw as many lines as you want like this. And whenever you think that your shape is completed, then simply press enter on your keyboard, and you can also complete the shape with the right click of mouse. Simply select delete on the keyboard. Again select the pen tool and here select create spiral path. Left click once and drag the mouse in a direction and again left click like this. Now drag the mouse without pressing and holding any key. If you think that this shape is better, then again left click and the shape will be final. And now drag the mouse in the bottom area like this and again select the left mouse button like this and press enter on the keyboard, and you can see that the regular path is drawn without any distortion. Simply press delete on the keyboard and again select the pen tool, and here we have the option for create B-spline path. This can create a perfect curve between 3 points. Like select this first point, second point and this third one and press enter on the keyboard, and you can see that a perfect curve is drawn between the 3 points. If you want to change the dimensional parameters of this curve, then simply select this edit paths by nodes tool, and here you can see that a third node is appeared. You can simply drag this node in or out like this, and you can change the dimensional parameters of this curve. Now select the selection tool and select delete on the keyboard. Again select the pen tool and from the shape select the drop down menu, and here you can see triangle in, triangle out and ellipse. The working of this option in pen tool is similar as it was in pencil tool. Again select the pen tool, left click once, again left click and again left click and press enter on the keyboard, and here you can see that the ellipse is drawn. If you want to increase or decrease the width of the ellipse, then select on this edit paths by nodes tool, and here you can see a circular icon is appearing. Simply drag this icon in or out to increase or decrease the dimensional parameters like this. Now select the selection tool and press delete on the keyboard. Now let's continue with the next tool, which is calligraphic tool. Simply select this tool with the left click of mouse and then hold down the left mouse button and drag the mouse in a direction like this. This tool is not very important for the beginners, so just leave it here and press delete on the keyboard, and let's continue with the next tool, which is text tool. Now simply select the text tool with the left click of mouse and then left click at the page and simply write any text of your choice like. Now if you want to increase the size of text, then simply select the text and here you have the option for the size. Simply select the drop down menu and select its value to say 144 pixels. Now this is the maximum value which is appearing on this menu. If you want to further increase the value, then simply select this 144 with the left click of mouse and increase any value of your choice like this 170 pixels, and you can say that the size is further increased. And again select the text like this. If you want to increase the spacing between the text, then here you have the option. Simply select the value to say 10 and here you can see that the spacing between the text is increased. Now drag the text here, and if you want to convert the text into a path, then simply go to path and select object to path. Then right click on text and select ungroup, and you can see that all of the alphabets are divided into subparts. Now this is no longer a text, this is a path. If you select on this edit paths by nodes tool, then you can see that nodes are appearing on the text. You can drag these nodes to change its shape like this. Now simply select the text and press delete on the keyboard. Now let's continue with the next tool, which is spray objects tool. Now to demonstrate this tool, first select the ellipse tool and draw small ellipses at different positions like this. Now select all of these ellipses and then select the spray tool, and you can spray the different positions like this. This tool is mostly used for the graphical backgrounds which includes too much divergence. Now simply select the selection tool, drag the mouse over all of these items and press delete on the keyboard like this. Now to select the next tool, simply click on this small arrow and here you will see the eraser tool. To demonstrate the eraser tool, first select the rectangle tool and hold down the left mouse button and draw a rectangle in a position like this. Again hold down the left mouse button and draw a rectangle in a direction like this. Now select this rectangle, again select on this arrow and select eraser. Hold down the left mouse button and drag the mouse in a direction, and you can see that the shape is erased where the eraser moves. If you want to increase the width of eraser, or you can say if you want to increase the size of eraser, then here you have the option for the width. Simply increase the width to say 30 pixels like this, and you can see that the size of eraser is increased. Now select the selection tool. As you can see that this shape is divided into many parts, but when you select on this shape, you will still see it as a single shape like this. Now select this rectangle and again select the eraser tool, and this time select on this break apart cut items, and now drag the mouse in a direction like this. Now you can see that the object is not only erased, but it is also divided into different parts like you can see, unlike this one which is still a single part. Now select these parts and press delete on the keyboard and drag this object at the center like this. If you want to change the color of these parts, then simply click on one of these colors like this yellow color, and you can see that this color is applied to all of the parts as it is a single shape. If you want to assign the colors individually to different parts, then deselect this object, simply left click on this arrow and select paint bucket. Now select this blue color and left click on any of this bounding area like this. As you can see that this will apply the color to the bounding area instead of the whole shape, and bucket tool is important for the objects like this. Now simply select this one and press delete on the keyboard. And now select the ellipse tool and hold down the left mouse button and drag the mouse in a direction like this. Simply right click on this ellipse and select duplicate and drag it in a direction like this. Again left click on this small arrow and select the gradient tool. First of all, we have to select one of these ellipses. To select the selection tool and select this ellipse, again select this arrow and select gradient, and hold down the left mouse button and drag the mouse in a direction like this. Simply click on this circular icon and you can select any of the color for this edge like this orange color, and select on this one and assign the red color like this, and you can see that a gradient is drawn between these two parts. If you want to increase the number of colors in this gradient, then simply click on this rectangular icon and here you have the option. Simply select on this insert new stop and select this stop and assign any of the colors like this blue color, and you can see that the three colors are applied to this gradient. And if you want to remove this stop, then simply click on this minus icon like this. Now select the selection tool and select this ellipse. Again select the gradient tool, and here you can see that different options are appearing. The first one is linear gradient, which we have already applied to the first ellipse. The second one is create radial gradients. Select this one and hold down the left mouse button at the middle of this ellipse and drag the mouse towards the boundaries like this. Now you can assign the colors to the boundaries by selecting this one and assign any of the color like this red color. And to assign some color at the middle, simply select this icon and assign any of the colors like this orange color. And you can also change the position of these gradients by holding down the left mouse button and this icon and dragging it in a direction like this. Now this is the gradient tool. Simply drag the mouse over both of the objects and press delete on the keyboard. Again select the ellipse tool and hold down the left mouse button and drag the ellipse in a direction like this. Again select on this small arrow and select mesh. Simply double click on this ellipse and here you can see that the four different nodes are appearing. Select this node and assign any of the colors like this red color. Again select this node and apply this orange color. Again select this node and you can apply this pink color, and for this node you can apply this yellow color like this. In linear gradient you can only apply the different colors in the same direction, but in mesh gradient you can apply the colors at the boundaries like this. Now simply press the delete key on the keyboard like this. Now again select the ellipse tool and hold down the left mouse button and draw ellipse like this. Suppose that you have seen different colors on the internet and you want to use these colors in your project but you don't have the color codes. Then what you have to do, take a screenshot of these colors, then go to file and select import. Remember that you can only import .png images in Inkscape. And here we have a picture of different colors. Now simply select this ellipse, select on this small arrow and select dropper. Now you can assign any of the colors that are used in this picture, like this blue color or this red color or like this green color. You can assign any of the colors without knowing their color codes. Now simply select the selection tool, drag the mouse over both of these items and press delete on the keyboard. Now again select the ellipse tool and draw different ellipses like this. Now again select on this small arrow and select connector, and whenever you drag the mouse between one of these ellipses you will see a small rectangular icon. Simply hold down the left mouse button on this icon and drag the mouse towards this rectangular icon like this. You can see that the connection is developed between these two ellipses. Again drag the mouse at the center of this ellipse and again you will see a small rectangular arrow. Hold down the left mouse button on this arrow and drag the mouse in a direction like this. Now these three ellipses are connected to each other. Select the selection tool and hold down the left mouse button on any of these ellipses and drag it in a direction like this, and you can see that they are still connected. This tool is majorly used for the presentations and for the infographics, where you have divided the group into many subgroups. Now simply select all of these and press delete on the keyboard. Now there are still three tools which I haven't yet demonstrated in this class. The first one is the tweak objects tool. We will not use this tool in this class, as this tool is not very important for the beginners in designing logos, fonts, business cards, brochures, etc. Simply move forward towards zoom in or out tool. Now select the ellipse tool and draw ellipse like this. Now if you want to zoom in this ellipse, then simply select this zoom in or zoom out and drag the mouse over this ellipse like this. And now if you want to zoom out, then simply hold down the shift key on your keyboard and press the left mouse button again and again to zoom out like this. And again if you want to zoom in, then simply press the left mouse button like this. Now select this zoom to fit page in Windows like this. Now the next one is the measurement tool. This is used to measure the length of the lines and angles between parts. But for the demonstration of this tool, we must have a knowledge about the snap control bar. I will demonstrate the snap control bar in the next class. And this is for today's class. If you have any question, then you can ask in the comments section. And like and subscribe the channel and stay up to date with the upcoming video classes. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.